Hey guys, today I'm going to prove to you why lightweight eMTBs such as this Specialized Kenevo SL are far superior than full powered e-bikes. Let's go. The main selling points people focus on when considering an e-bike are the power, battery capacity and the weight, all of which are really important factors to consider when purchasing an e-bike, but I feel there's something vitally important that's been missed, and that's handling and usability. For sure there's lots of online and magazine reviews talking about eMTB handling, but after actually speaking to lots of bike shop owners and riders themselves, the actual range is always the first thing potential customers ask when they're actually about to purchase a bike. Which, when you think about it, is totally crazy, because surely the fun factor of the bike should be at the top of the priority list. Because if you give me all the range I want and more, I'll never be happy with the bike trundling down the trail, wallowing from side to side like an aging walrus. But the point I'm trying to make is, the whole experience of mountain biking comes down to just one thing, and that's descending. If it isn't fun, if it isn't exhilarating, and if it's anything less than pure joy, something's missing. But before we get to the gnarly descents, let's talk about the uphills and the performance from the lightweight versus the full powered ebe. One of the really cool features on the Mastermind TCU is that you can completely customize your display, and one thing I think is really cool is the actual gradient. So I'll be able to tell you guys what gnarly gradient I'm about to go up, and this is a real nice little steep bit, so let's have a play. Okay. Okay, we made it. So that was a 35% gradient according to the TCU, and with it being icy conditions, pretty damn prime. I'm going to show you a little bit of a technical climb now. It's not steep, but it is techy, some roots, especially if you can imagine when this would be damp and wet. But let me just quickly spin the bike around. My life. Here we go. Woo. How's the camera lady doing?
Okay.
So we're already slipping out a little bit here, and it's dry. So you can see I'm starting to lose traction there, and that's in these actual quite good conditions. So you can imagine in the wet how difficult it would be, added with the weight of a full power e-bike, and power makes that sort of climb more tricky. Here's a gnarly steep climb. It's got roots, it's covered in ice, and it's a difficult challenge even on the best of days. Wish me luck, I'm going to do all my best to get up there. Oh, oh no, I'm going off.
So close.
Do I have to go again?
Yep.
Keep my body weight as forward as I can. Oh, success. That was really easy. No effort required whatsoever. Now that I'm actually recovered, I can give you some genuine feedback from my experience from riding various different full powered e-bikes up that hill, as well as now the lightweight. Now full powered e-bikes in prime condition will pull me up that hill with greater speed and greater ease. As you could see, I was out of breath, nearly had a mini heart attack. But the lightweight, when it comes to greasy, damp or wet conditions on a hill with that much gradient, will always win. The power's more usable, and due to the weight you're not getting bogged down and pushing into this wet sodden ground. So in good conditions for sure, full fat would destroy this all day long, but in greasy or wet conditions, I have to say give the win to the lightweight ebe. And now it's the time that you've all been waiting for. We're going to do some descending. But what I'm going to do is actually go on this connecting trail. You guys can jump on board with me, and when all the fun starts. Right guys, let's get descending. Some gnarly conditions today. We'll do our best. So the obvious factor to consider here is weight. How am I not going to talk about a lightweight e-bike about the weight? But the thing is here is it's more agile and nimble to watch. Throw it in, choose some different lines, hold the line up there, around there. That's something that I wasn't able to do on a full fat. So even now, don't know how this is going to hold. Oh, bit slippy, frozen route. But you see how it's just turning in, and it's got that agility. That's the thing that I just didn't have on a full fat, and that is one of the major things why, of course, I went lightweight. So much more applicable, playful. You can choose a line and stick to it, change line just as you would on analog. Whereas with full fat, it's an entirely different riding experience. You've got to calculate your moves so much more, but we'll talk a little bit more on the next one. Well, I haven't been on this track today. Meg's waiting down there for me somewhere. You can just see how nimble, oh there she is, how nimble the bike is. It's really good fun. I feel like I'm able to put the bike exactly where I want it, as opposed to constantly thinking how to manage the weight of the bike. I'm just riding my ride, having fun. Whoa. Do you know, last time I was riding, it was a complete slot fest, so this is really different. One thing that can't be missed are jumps. So jump on board with me, we're going to do some jumps and I'll tell you all about my experience on the lightweight. This climb definitely deserves turbo. I believe, well, it's going to show us the gradient. It lags a little bit behind, but I thought this was a good point to make in regards to the lightweight versus a full powered ebe, is that I'm in turbo now and I'm a decent slog on the legs, to be honest, whereas on the full powered ebe you'd be ripping up here in turbo with much more minimal effort and much greater speed. So look at that, that was 28.9 was it, gradient there, which is pretty steep, and it's just a benefit of the full powered when comparing the two. But of course the downside to the full powered is when you sending the bike down the trail, you've got that more weight to consider versus, you know, the modern lightweights, which really is the Kenevo and Levo SLs. You've now got Forestall, you've now got the Trek Fuel X, and you've got the Orbea Rise and such, which is really cool because clearly brands are investing in the lightweight technologies. Right guys, it's jump time. So disclaimer, I am not good at jumping. Something I've always tried to get better at, but something I want to show you guys, at least the usability of this bike. Whoa man, that was literal sliding. Oh god, it's all thawed out. Okay. Wowzers. It's gone from having grip to full on winter riding again. Wowzers. Which actually brings me to a really valid point. That valid point that I want to mention is usability and handling of the bike. You've just seen things get squirrely. I've come off the track, managed to get back on, all was well, it was actually super fun. But if you imagine that you're riding steeper trails on a heavier bike, certainly in the wet, I can tell you from personal experience, it is so much harder to control the bike. You are definitely much more of a passenger. Gravity's pulling you down the trail. You have less control, and that's pure physics, regardless of what a skilled rider that you are. But let's get back on the jumps and see where this story takes us. I'm just catching my breath. We're having a really good time, lots of fun, slip and slide. It's just brilliant. And it got me thinking, because we've sessioned I've done 2 attempts I think on this now.
Yeah.
It was all greasy, so I thought, right, come on, let's try and get a better attempt. And then I realised, oh, what was it like when I'm a full powered e-bike with the weight difference pushing up to the hill? And you've got obviously steep inclines to get up, and that was just another thing to consider. If you've got 2 categories, you've got analog and lightweight ebe, and then you've got full powered ebe. They would be the 2 categories really, because I wouldn't be running up the hill. We've tried it before when we had full powered and trying to session, you get tired super quick. But I have to say, I'm 72 kilograms, so a guy who's 80 plus, that is another thing to consider, because also if you're a much heavier guy it doesn't make as much difference, but when you're a lighter person, of course, throwing that heavier bike up the hill will tire you out more. It was just something I thought that came to mind as I was just sat chilling looking at the sunset. As you can see, we're back at the van. I hope you guys have learned something along the way, because it's been great having you on board. Let's be honest, the dream would be having a downhill rig, having a full powered ebe, a lightweight ebe, a trail bike, an enduro rig, and why not, let's throw a dirt jumper in. All bikes have got the pros and cons, and I guess you've got to figure out what is right for you. And for all you range anxious riders out there, you can always take a spare battery. The S-Works comes with an extender, but you can buy these separately. Or if you're going to go on a crazy ride, like a 25-mile plus lung buster, you could always take an additional one. But let's be honest, how many of you guys are actually doing 25+ mile mountain bike rides? I remember actually watching an EMBN episode on this, and the amount of people that actually always think that they need the range never even get close to the actual range of the battery. So there you have it guys, that's my thoughts on all things EVs. I hope I've given you some things to consider before you load up that credit card and get hunting for your next e-bike. Just remember guys, don't only focus on battery capacity, put fun to the top of your list. Go on some demo days, find the right fit for you. And until next time, keep shredding.